I put this down to Santos Solari. I think the sense of complacency that he showed in the team that he picked. Look, I understand you've got big games to come, but given how poor Real Madrid have been so far this season and the kind of gap that they slowly started to make up with Barcelona, and now all of a sudden you're playing well, just keep playing. Don't try to change that momentum. Don't overthink this situation. Everybody wants it. When you're playing well, everybody wants to be out there. And you were seeing that from Real Madrid. Now, all of a sudden, you change things up, a sense of complacency creeps in, and that's what you saw. And as good as Real Madrid were, I thought Girona played pretty well themselves. Could have had a couple of goals in themselves. And in the end, I can make the argument deserving only 3 points. I put that down to the manager. When you're playing well, don't take your foot off the gas.
I know it's Monday morning quarterback stuff and all that, but and I don't know why so many try and do it now, and some get away with it. But I always think, and I always wanted the teams I played in when we were on a run, you put your best team out there, and if you have got a fixed schedule coming up, you try and get the job done, and you can make 3 substitutions, of course you can, and you can rest those. It changes about 4 players, I think, but you can rest 3 players, take some key guys off after 60 minutes or 50 minutes and give them a break.
If you've been playing well all season long, I can understand that. But when you've been as poor as Real Madrid were to start the season, now you're playing well, don't change it now.
Inter have taken the strong stance. They're saying they're still open to negotiate. The Ultras have come out and made their feelings known with a big banner today. We don't want any mercenaries here. And I think that's a reference not just to Icardi, but to certainly to Perisic as well. He has this clause in his contract, 120 million euros. He can go in the summer if it's to a foreign club. Otherwise, Inter stances, we're open to talk, but some of this nonsense that surrounds you has got to end.
Any clubs you know, Gab, involved looking at getting him? Obviously, one of the star strikers in Europe. We've talked about Real Madrid, maybe Chelsea as well. Juventus have been linked. Any of them seriously, though?
I think Juventus would probably be unlikely simply because Inter really want to hold out for the clause. They don't believe 120 million is out of this world when you consider that, you know, there's a real dearth of younger strikers. Icardi turns 26 next month, but if you're looking sort of on the 19th actually turns 26. If you're looking at that age range, you know, it's Icardi, it's Harry Kane, Mbappe obviously a few years younger, but there aren't many others who fit that mold who've been so consistently prolific. The difficulty, and you know, and this has been suggested, is that Icardi comes as a package with Wanda Nara. And, you know, Wanda is such a public figure. She's a public figure who not only looks after him professionally, obviously is also his wife, and she speaks continuously about football. And, you know, there's probably a line where there's certain things you can say as a player's wife and cheering him on and whatever that you really can't say or shouldn't be saying when you're also his agent. And that's kind of the muddy situation that we're dealing with here. And that's probably why certain clubs thus far have been scared away.
We'll end the show with a poll that was conducted by ESPN Brazil, which has caused a bit of a hoo-ha. The reason, well, people are asked to name the best Brazilian players since Pelé. They compiled a top 10. Neymar not in that 10. Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Romario making up the top 3. Gab, is this unfair on Neymar?
It's a bit harsh when you figure that he's outside the top 10, especially, you know, when you consider that compared to others who left straight away, he stuck around. He didn't move until after winning the Copa Libertadores. Of course, with Santos, he will probably end up as the all-time leader for Brazil in terms of appearances, possibly goals as well. So it seems pretty extraordinary. I think it just kind of goes to show that even in Brazil, you know, if you don't do it for the national team, or maybe, you know, you go to PSG, it's not Barcelona or whatever, maybe you fade from the limelight a little bit.
Do you know, whenever we talk about him, and we talk about his diving or his theatrics or that, the amount of people that get upset.
Yeah, there's a lot of Neymar.
There's a lot of Neymar
but would you have him in the top 10?
Just not in Brazil. Not at the moment. No. There's some great players.
Incredible names.
I think he's regressed a little bit since leaving Barcelona. I don't think he's lived up to his potential. Others, on the other hand, has been fantastic.
Others is number 8.
Others have been really good.
Listen.
No, but listen, I understand and sympathise. I just don't think Neymar has done enough for club and certainly not enough for country.
Welcome into Extra Time. It's get straight to it, shall we? Best French player post Zidane.
Ooh. Mbappe.
Oh, bit early, isn't it?
Oh.
Give me some names.
Who have we got? Thierry Henry, Frank Ribéry.
Was he post? They weren't. Henry wasn't post Zidane. He was with Zidane.
Right,
Wasn't
that's
it?
true.
Oh, I don't know.
Right, let's ask Gab. Gab?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, there was a lot of overlap between Henry and Zidane. So if you're going to go past that, and if you think it's too early for an Mbappe, maybe some Antoine Griezmann, some Paul Pogba, perhaps.
Anybody, all those guys that won the World Cup, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's too early for Mbappe. It's got to be too early for Pogba as well, isn't it? You make ridiculous rules, you do.
I've made it. I don't.
Just make ridiculous rules.
Which of the following confederations, Shaka,
Why come to me?
will be the first to produce?
Hey, you're looking at two athletes here. Telling you that.
You're both at the gym today.
No.
Gym buddies, will you spot each other?
No, we're both at the
Come
gym
on, Craig,
today.
push it.
We're both at the gym, not just today, but we seem to bump into each other a lot. He's slogging away in the treadmill, and then I go in there and I do my bit on another machine because I can't go on the treadmill. And we're the only two from FC
Yeah?
that's making a damn effort in there to get ourselves in shape. You know what's happened to the rest of them? You used to
Somebody's
go.
got to raise the health average of this.
He went and then he
motley
did a.
crew. Oh, yeah.
And then he did a producer on us, our producer Pete, who's a hypochondriac. He did that. Oh, I've got a sore leg, I can't go anymore.
Yeah, it's boring, isn't it? Boring at the gym.
And then, there's no even point in talking about Nico going in there. He goes on his bike. He's got a bike at home.
He's got a bike which he just
a
hangs
rickety
clothes
old
off.
thing that is rusted to hell, and he goes on it for 3 minutes, and he's got a bad groin off the back here.
Ali used to be in for a bit. No, we're not Ali.
Shaka, are you going in the gym more because
Tell
of
you
what's
what,
happening
he
this
needs
week?
he needs to get back in.
Is it a pre-turning 50 thing?
No.
Is it?
I'm running a 5K next weekend.
Oh, that's why you're going to DC, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only reason.
That's the only reason.
I'll tell you what, the way you're going on that treadmill, you want
Charity.
to start running it now.
What have you got a target time?
It'll take you a
Shaq?
week.
Huh?
We got a target time.
Nope. I have a target distance. That's it.
You said you did 5K in 19 minutes when you were
No,
younger?
on the treadmill, different.
Yeah, I am coming close to that. Well,
No, couldn't
that's-
do that.
No, that's still.
I think I can't
That's
remember
fast.
exactly, but I'd put the treadmill on because I used to go.
Then just standing it like that, just be legs apart.
Yeah, jump off. This thing. Jesus, I can't get on that. And I think you had to put it around speed 15 or something like that, and then just go for it. I can't do that now. 30 minutes on that machine that you know I go on.
Yeah.
No headphones.
No.
Just slogging
I
away.
need headphones.
He's such a mess when he's on it, like at the end of it. What's it called? Cross trainer, isn't it? It's
No,
cross trainer.
it's the one. But it's not the Olympic. No. It's not the one with the arms and it's
Right.
just the one with the legs.
Okay. And you're just like. I
Don't have a
I have
pod-
to listen to
I
something.
have to listen to something.
Yeah, I know.
I
No,
can't. I
I
can't.
don't.
Craig just stares everyone down.
Angry.
So when people come in, I'm like, in the door. I'm like, don't get on the machine next to me.
You watch Mexican highlights?
What have I got on the screen here? Bloody Liga MX highlights.
Which of the
The A-League. Again.
Which of the following confederations will be the first to produce a World Cup winning side? AFC, CONCACAF, or CAF?
Yeah.
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 What's CAF again? I always get mixed
Africa.
up with these.
CAF's Africa.
CAF's here, Africa.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
get mixed up. CAF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're easily the strongest of the two that you mentioned so far right now.
Do you concur, Gab Marcotti?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's certainly been African teams that could have come close with a bit more discipline, perhaps with a bit more luck. So yeah, logic points to CAF. Although Qatar playing at home in 2022. Anybody buying that?
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Home field
Qatar, yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, they're
no.
a great.
Those raucous Qatari crowds.
They're a great Asian Cup.
Gab,
No.
Qatar or Qatar? Where does Qatar come from? Who says that?
I just call it Qatar because that's what they call it on Fox News. So.
Okay. Moving on. Moving on.
It's Qatar. It's Qatar.
I've heard other people say cutter, or like Gab.
Yeah.
does.
Well, you better get it right when you go there.
Meanwhile, Gab's
That's
in
all I'm
trouble,
saying.
of course, because he made that bet with Paolo Bandini that Piatek wouldn't get 20 goals this season. He's got 2 more at the weekend, so this is the Gab. How confident are you of winning your bet?
I'm less confident than I was when he kept scoring. Look, he scored like 7 goals in like the first 6 games. I figured, okay, he's going to slow down logically because, with all due respect, he's Krzysztof Piątek. He had one more cap for Poland than I did before the season started, and it's not like he's 16 years old. The dude's 23, right? So you figured Poland, if he was that good, he would have won a couple more caps. And then he just kept scoring, and then you watch him play, and you know, he goes like 45 minutes without touching the ball, and then boom, he's in there, and he scored an absurd goal again last night. So yes, now I am rather concerned that I might be picking up the tab when I take Mr. Bandini to lunch. But all right, he's got 3 goals to go, so you know, I've got my fingers crossed. Surely he's got some sort of mean he's got to regress to, right? Surely there'll be some sort of goal drought coming up.
Go double or quits,
Maybe?
Gab. Go double or quits at 25. Yeah. We should do.
Tell you what, though, it looks as if it's been. It's going to be great value for money. Was it 30 million or something like that?
Brilliant, 35 million euros.
35 million euros. Bearing it in today's market.
Yeah.
Well,
Craig,
longevity.
Genoa paid 4 million euros for him in the summer, so they really got 10 times their money back. So it's tremendous value already all round.
It's a bit like Celtic, who bought Neil Lennon, purchased Virgil van Dijk for a paltry sum, and sold him to Southampton for a good deal more, and then he went to Liverpool for an incredible amount.
What a good story. Good. Right. Okay.
I'm just saying it can happen. You can do your scouting properly.
Right.
I mean,
Well, surely N'Golo Conte is the best example of that.
did I say I was arguing with you about it? I mean, I'm just pointing out that Conte was a good one and
Right.
brought it up. All right, smarty
I'm
points.
always banging on about Celtic. Right.
I don't think I am.
This is a good question. If you had one mulligan, one do-over in your careers, what would it be?
Oh,
That's really good. I like that.
I've got 2 to pick from.
Right.
It would be my sending off at the World Cup, or my dodgy back pass in the
Beckham back pass.
1996 FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park against Man United that set Beckham up for the winner. A good pass it was. And I don't actually regret being sent off in the World Cup, you know, because it happens.
Right.
But if I could change the back pass,
Right.
I would change that, because I think we had obviously a great chance to get to the another FA Cup final. So I would change that one. Yeah, that's the one I would change.
If you haven't seen it, YouTube, it's brilliant.
For me, it would be Newcastle, that 95-96 season. We played Blackburn at Ewood Park late on in the season. We were 1-0 up. David Batty scored, returned to his former club, and then conceded 2 late on and lost it. I wish we could have that game back.
But they're your fault.
Not both.
One.
Yeah. Good question. Finally,
That's a good question.
what is the weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's house?
Brendan Rodgers' picture on a documentary. portrait of himself, a large one on the wall of his own house. And the cameras, and you'd have taken it down, wouldn't you? For cameras.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. I've not been in his house, but
Yes. Yeah. I noticed Neymar's got a picture of himself as well in his house.
Seriously?
Like a painting, like when he was doing the jumping up when PSG celebrate. I think it was him. Gab, you must have been to quite a few people's houses in your journalistic ways. What's the strangest thing that you've seen?
Weirdly, yes. He asked me not to say who it is, but
This is dodgy.
It's a former. It's a manager of a former manager of a London club, and when you went to his house, he had this trophy cabinet. I mean, it was obviously it was a rental. Wasn't much furniture, you know, usual footballer stuff, the big TV, the big sofa, and not much else. But he had what looked very obviously like a trophy cabinet, and it was empty, entirely empty, even though he'd won things before. And then I went back to see him after his team had won the title, and and there was a replica of the Premier League trophy. So I asked him about it, and he said, "Yeah, well, don't tell anybody, but it's kind of a sort of a motivational tool that I use on myself."
Oh, so Ancelotti's Premier League trophy?
Well, we could narrow that down.
It's not Ancelotti. Come on, seriously, seriously.
It's not
It's the
Arsene
last
Wenger.
person in the
Not
world
Arsene Wenger, because he
who would
hasn't
do
won
that.
since 2004.
Shaka?
I have no idea.
No,
I
nothing.
want to get a painting of myself. Is that weird?
Yes, that is weird.
Well, not of myself. At the final whistle at Trinidad and Tobago, Sweden, me, Dwight, and Dennis Lawrence were together. I have a photo of it. I want to get it done as a painting. Is that weird?
No, it's Shaka's 50th birthday. Someone surely could gift that for you.
I'm not going to be 50 anytime soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shaka, are you dropping hints?
definitely that's a hint.
No, I'm not. My birthday is not coming up either.
Would you want, Shaka, would you want a painting of yourself as you were then? Or would you want a painting of yourself maybe dressed in, I don't know, some sort of medieval garb or,
Riding a
like
horse?
spacemen
Maybe
from the
riding a
future?
horse with a shield or something?
Or riding a horse? Yes.
Get a picture of you at Carnival with all your
With Dwight
feathers.
York pulling you.
I never wore feathers for carnival.
Definitely feathers.
Never.
Definitely.
Never.
I've seen green
Let's move
feathers.
on. Let's move on from that.
That's it. That was the final
That's
question.
it.
That's it.
All right, let's go.
We'll be back tomorrow. Chelsea against Manchester United.
No extra time.
Craig and I will be in the gym before the show tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, now that you've mentioned it, I might even go again tonight. or B, I've got some beers waiting at home. There we go. Deal. All right, I've agreed. I'm going home. Bronies.